basically, and first of all, thank you very much for being present here. It's really a pleasure to address to you. So, now for the third Champions League match, group stage, home game. After the first two ones, we approached this match naturally according to our ambitions. So since the first moment we arrived in the club, our clear intention was to put everybody in the same line of thought, so that on Sunday obviously we can express the level of game that we need and we want and will have in order to obviously get the 3 points, win and move forward on the group. Knowing anyway from the very beginning that this group is tough, so we have to prepare for the last days but looking for the next one. So next game, total focus. I feel the team completely focused, completely inside. So obvious ambitions, obvious confidence, and that's how we're gonna approach the game. And now the last game of preparation, let's say, that we are entering in terms of details, so that we are 100% ready for the preparation and for the game.
Thank you very much, Coach. Ronza, just from your end, from a player's perspective, going into this match, if you could just sum up your thoughts ahead of the game, please, for us.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an important game for us. It's a big one. We know we haven't had a good start to our campaign, but the mentality we have now is maybe we need a different approach compared to the seasons before, where by this stage we would have 6-1-6, and everything would be fine. But then the further we go into the competition, we start dropping. So maybe this season it's going to work in our favor, where we start a bit slow and start picking up points. But we need to start picking up points now, and starting at home against Raja. It's not going to be easy, but it's our home game, and we need the 3 points. And we're excited and we're looking forward to getting a good start.
Thank you very much, Ronza. Colleagues, it's your opportunity to ask questions. We'll get straight into it. Just out of respect, as a request from the club, if we can keep the questions about the Champions League. Let's please not get into questions around the coaches' negotiations and contract. You're also more than welcome to ask questions about Ronwen on his nominations for the CAF Awards. By a raise of hand, if we have any questions. I see there's a question from Vuyo.
Good afternoon, Coach. Vuyo from Newsroom Africa. Coach, maybe just a quick reflection on the week that you've had inside the camp. Were any of the players that you would have sort of easily recognized, maybe from last season, players that gave you a hard time, and maybe also similar the players that easily would have fitted in what is your philosophy at the club here, maybe using those traits that would have easily tapped in what you want to do for the season, and maybe on Ronwen's side as well, just the arrival of the coach, maybe from a player's perspective. How has it been going through this period? Are spirits lifted having a coach like Cardoso in camp?
So thank you very much for the question, quite interesting and wise. Basically, the intention from the very first moment was indeed to work on the way we want to express ourselves in the game. And also from the very first moment we understood there was a big acceptance regarding our ideas. Also anyway, the energy was so positive and has been so positive that it's quite easy for us to integrate ourselves. We were very well received, very well welcomed, and being well welcomed is go along with the work everybody together. So we felt that spirit from the very first moment, we felt that energy from all the family, that the group, with ourselves, and especially from the players. So big commitment regarding the sessions. All the week long we've been working in exactly what you want to do in different moments of the game. And obviously our proposal goes along with the qualities of our players, so we try to fit ourselves on them, so that we have comfort when we're going to play. And also bring the players for the small details that we think can make us grow up in our performance. Obviously that's always the job and the aim of the coach, and that's why we are here. And we are pretty confident regarding that. We've been working very well. And as I said before, now let's go on the small details so that strategically also we are well prepared for the match of tomorrow.
Yeah, obviously, it's been an interesting week. Mamelodi Sundowns, obviously we've lost technical members that were here for a long time, but we've gained new technical members now, and we need to be professional, and that's exactly what we've had. You know, the senior players, you know, we had to, you know, get everyone, you know, settle down and be calm, and welcome obviously the technical team with open arms, and they got a warm reception, and you can see the energy is there in the team. Everyone is happy, the spirits are up, and yeah, we're looking forward to the game. We're looking to get, you know, the new tenor up and going, and yeah, it's been good. You know, there's been a lot of energy, there's been excitement, and we're looking forward to the game on Sunday.
Thank you, Ronza.
My question is to the coach. I'm Khomoto Mkwenda from Sunday World Coach. In the few first training sessions you've had with the team, what have you seen, what have you observed, and what can we expect from this Mamelodi Sundowns team?
Thank you. Mostly permanent ambition. That's what you should expect. When you think about ambition, it's a team that obviously wants to win every match and everywhere, want to impose itself everywhere. We know which level of games we are playing obviously. We know the level of the teams that play Champions League in this moment. So with the biggest respect for every opponent, we should take ourselves on the limit, because our limit is where we should play every time. So there's this work on motivational aspect, and the way we got feedbacks allow us to think that we'll arrive on this game, obviously on the limit that we had for the moment. And I'm quite confident and quite happy with the work we did, so we will express in the right way for sure in the match. Anyway, we expect a tough match, as Koza said. Obviously, it's the level of matches we have. But also, me as a coach, my staff, as a coaching staff, and the players and the club, of course, those are the kind of matches we like to play. So these are the kind of moments we like to live. That's for those moments we work. So now it's time, not really to enjoy, but also to go there in the right way, approach in the right way, and profit from that attitude. So that's what we should expect in a regular basis from this team, is to put it in a level of ambition on the limit, and then give them the tools so that they can express that ambition throughout behaviors. And that's what we've been working on the week of behaviors, so that they get comfort and ourselves, and then that we give them the tools to make the decisions. Because as I tell the players, I don't play football, I just provide tools. And then according to what's happening in the game, they will use them. And I'll support, obviously, and I'll support.
Thank you, Coach.
Question is for both gentlemen, starting with Ronza. How have you guys emotionally handled this past couple of months? I mean, you've gone from losing Irulani, who's beloved by the players, to having Mangoba, who's been in the setup for a decade, and then taking this new direction under Coach Miguel. And Coach Miguel, since the Motepes have bought this club, no European coach has succeeded. Two of them left under police escort. What do you think makes you that you're going to back the trend and succeed?
Obviously, it's not easy. You know, it's difficult because we get attached, and at Sundowns, the first thing is the brotherhood and the family. We obviously want that family orientation, and when we lose certain family members, it's not easy, you know. But being in the sporting world, in the football, that's our job, you know, and we need to be professional. And the guys have taken, you know, in the beginning it was tough, but the guys know that they have a job to do, and that's for Mamelodi Sundowns to be at the best level possible each and every day. And, you know, we can't question, you know, the decisions. You know, we just have to do what we can, which is play football, be the best, and take Mamelodi Sundowns up to the level that it should be.
Thank you very much for your point of view. It's quite useful to allow me to speak a little bit about what you exactly said. Because indeed, I didn't knew that But I also knew that in Tunisia, never a foreign coach had arrived on the final of Champions League, and I did it. So no one had ever won a 8-0 match, and we did it, so we established a record. No one had ever had a ball possession match like we did last year in Champions League group stage, our home game against a second losses. Look, I don't think about what happened in the past. I look forward for the future. I'm not comfortable never on the zone where I am. I like to go out of the comfort zone and express myself and take along the team to the next level. We should think forward and not stay attached to what's happened behind. We don't work for records. We dream alone, but we work for the dreams to make them true together. I don't like dreamers, I like objective people that works hard to make these dreams objectives and then go forward on them. So let's be day by day working our best so that new things happen. Obviously this club has high records and you respect that heritage. We understand that heritage, but we won't be part of it. And we want to grow up, to make our own history, and making it is every day going in the standards that the club has, and be loyal to them and to ourselves, to myself, and things will happen in a natural way. That's how things ever happen about me.
Thank you, Coach.
I'm Coach Shuru Kosha in South Africa. This side, Coach. This side. Thank you. So I'm sure, Coach, it's been a hectic week for you, arriving on a Tuesday, being announced on a Tuesday, and getting straight into the training ground. But how much time then have you had to sort of get to the coaching, analyzing the opponents on the weekend? And if you've had enough time, what type of game are you expecting Roger to bring, and what type of threats are you expecting to deal with the Sundowns side? And maybe for Skipper on the side of the players, how much adjustment and how different has training been for the players in this week? How much more new information have you guys had to take on board ahead of this big game? Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thanks so much. It was small little things. Coach came in and said, it's not going to change much because we have a way of playing, and there's just small things that we need to change and that he will work on. And in the last 3 days, that's exactly what we've been doing, is working, trying to polish, the way of playing, our defensive, our attack, and just being one team, and obviously coaches watched a million of our games and he knows how we play, having analyzed us when we played against him, so he knows the qualities that we have, but he's coming with his qualities as well and his ideas, and the players are taking a good keen interest on it. You can see the level of training, it's good. The guys are understanding the work, and hopefully, on Sunday, we can show the work that we've done in a short space of time.
So it's quite truthful analysis. So we have to pick the team from the point where it was and sharpen it, polish it, in order to obviously come closer to what we want, but starting from where is the comfort and never getting out of the comfort. One thing is to get out of the comfort zone, another thing is take the players out of their own comfort in terms of their capacities individually, but also bring those to the team so that as a team we grow, but each one can express their best things. Regarding my week, my God, what a week. Not a lot of time. Today I had received a message from my brother telling me, I know you don't have no time, don't worry about me, any moment you have a time you'll speak. Something like, I know you didn't forget me, I'm here anyway to think about you. Very tough. Yes, all days, 9 o'clock I left the training center. So I left every time under rain. I hope we are blessed because of the rain. So as you know, it rains quite late here, so you imagine the hours I got out, immediately for dinner, and still work after. But excited about that. Excited. That's what we love, that's what drives us. Regarding the opponent, obviously during this period we had time to look. It's an opponent that has value, otherwise he would not be playing this level and the group stage of Champions League. They play in a tough competition, although Pro League. They have their qualities. It's up to us to analyze, obviously, the details from which we can take profit and the other ones that we need to take care. But it's a moment where we should think about ourselves most of all. most of all. And we'll do it throughout our way, because I believe that we have enough capacities to impose, but I also believe that we are clever enough to understand who we gonna play against every time, and to also polish on that side, strategical side of the game. That's what we're doing, and tomorrow we'll continue on the small details that are important on this level.
Thank you, Coach. Let's take questions from this side, please. We'll come back to you, Tsaba.
Questions to Ronza Lorenzo from the Sweet Times. Just been nominated for, I think, 3 awards, CAP awards, but more particularly the African Footballer of the Year. I mean, it's something that we usually reserve for, the superstar strikers in Europe, the Aussies and what have you. Just how's your feeling about it? And I'm sure the teammates had a lot to say last night as well.
Definitely. Unbelievable. Unbelievable achievement, personal achievement, but obviously I couldn't have done it by myself. The amount of clean sheets we've had over the last year is testament to the work that we've done. Not only myself, collective, the amount of work that we do in this boardroom, analyzing opponents, studying opponents, so their strengths and weaknesses, plays a part. I'm just glad and happy, that I'm representing, South Africa, and, hopefully I can inspire, the next generation, even the current generation, to dream big. Yes, someone, who didn't always have it smoothly, but now he's been nominated, the best keepers in the world, and now in Africa as well. So this needs to obviously open doors for the others to even dream bigger, to go and win it, because we can do it. If we have the right mindset, if we fight, if we persevere, because I had to persevere throughout my career, and now I'm, bearing all the fruits of the hard labor that I had to go through. So for me, unbelievable, amazing, and the coach can attest, how the WhatsApp group was going off yesterday. So many messages, everyone happy and excited. So yeah, I'm just glad. I'm happy to be amongst the greats, and for me, I'm already a winner. Just being there, and I mean, the world stars, and for Ronwen Williams from Port Elizabeth, South Africa, being there as a goalkeeper, it speaks volumes. So just need to keep believing, keep going, and hopefully inspire South Africans to be even bigger and stay on that stage.
Good afternoon, Coach. Honestly, these Sundowns players are not a closed book for you. You know them, you've analyzed them before. No, I'm saying that the Sundowns players are not a closed book for you. You know them.
Closed book, you know the players.
You know them because you've analyzed them before and all that kind of thing. You've had a few days to work with them now. Just in simple terms, do you have an idea of the team that you will pick for Sunday? And also, what type of football must the Sundowns fans expect going forward?
Thank you. First of all, publicly, obviously, salute Honza and congratulate him for these nominations, and also, as he said, make everybody believe that hard work pays off, because the things doesn't come out from the sky, despite rain in South African summer. Hard rain. But blessed one that also brings people that can achieve this pattern of performance. It's inspiring. It's, for me as a coach, it's wonderful. We are speaking about high-level goalkeeper, but also about a high-level person and a leader in the group. So this is also important for us to understand what kind of values people have when they achieve this level. Because it's not just because he's a good goalkeeper or a good player, it's also because he's a very huge man. And that lead him to achieve a career. Because in the right moment he had the right thoughts that allow him to persevere, as he said, because it's very difficult to not be able to sustain so long. Like Dennis was another example of that in our group. So we are very happy about this kind of character. Because this kind of character is the character that leads the team to victories in a regular way. We spoke here about perfection, but we also spoke about constance when we were on the press conference. And he's an example of that perseverance as a constant attitude, and not just because he sometimes is perfect. He tries to beat it on a regular basis and he achieves it. So this is the attitude that we were speaking about that can lead us to victories. And regarding the question, obviously that I knew the players. I had also time to study on them even more. Obviously also I have an idea about the team that will start again. The question is that I also know that we have solutions that can help the team any moment. Unfortunately, we have players that are injured and that cannot do their best or they cannot contribute for the team, but at the same time I feel very happy that we have a very strong group of players. And then when someone falls, there's another one very strong that gets up. And also that attitude we need it in the game, so that we can play the football that we want, to go into your question again. We want to impose ourselves, and the team that wants to impose is a team that wants to have control of the game with the ball, obviously. But we don't want the ball to just keep around, because that's what we do before we start the session, or in the end we can joke with the ball and have fun. We want to quickly move the ball on the pitch so that we find the spaces that allow us to attack and reach on the goal and be offensive and be aggressive. Depending on the positioning of the opponent and the way they play and their organization, sometimes it takes longer, sometimes it's quicker. Let's hope we can make it quick and understand the spaces, but let's hope we have the patience when we don't have spaces to create them, so that we can be also a team that controls the game with the ball, but also we have enough organization to control the game when we don't have the ball. That's what we want from our team. Not stress without the ball, but also not stress with the ball, and from that profit of the moments that the game will give us for sure. Because these games, they come from details. We need to be ready for that details.
Colleagues, we'll take the last round of questions. If we could just keep it to one question so that we can accommodate the last three. Mazola?
Okay, my question is to Coach Miguel. You mentioned that you've been leaving quite late. I'd just like to get your opinion on, is it because of how you've started the group that you felt you had to put in some extra hours to lift the club from that precarious situation, and overall your thoughts on Raja Casablanca and the group as it stands?
On your first point, and thank you again. It's such a wonderful organization, the club, that it's quite simple to work. So it was very simple to adapt. Obviously, I had to make it the first day meetings with people from all departments, so that I could, in the first moment, understand the model of work that was here in the club, and if there was some details that I would have to put in the table so that we could adjust, I did it. So first afternoon after the presentation was full day till 9 o'clock, always on meetings with different people. So second day we could already think about football, more concrete, and that's what we did starting from the second day, just working on football. And that allowed us obviously to have time to think about Raja Casablanca, but most of all to think about ourselves, as I said before. The group is tough. I believe the group will be tough until the end, but it's up to us to make our position as much as comfortable, as quick as possible, respecting the opponents like Raja, like FAR, or like Maniema, like we respect ourselves. It's not because we should not respect the other ones more than we should respect ourselves. So let's go on worrying about ourselves, putting our best and respecting what the others can do, not believing it to be an easy job, but believing that we can do it. Because I truly believe we can do it.
Okay. Greetings, Coach. Greetings, Ronza. Towards from Far Post. Coach, coming into a club when the season is already started, I mean, I'm just looking at the teams where you've been before. The size of the squad, not as big as what you have at Sundowns. How much of a challenge is it to now work with such a big group of players with matches coming thick and fast?
Wonderful question, because it's really a context that is different from the one I had before. So extra work on preparing training sessions, extra work. It's more tough. It takes more time, needs more attention. Mostly because I worry, and I know that the players that when I make situations of 10 against 10, for example, there's a huge group of players that are not involved. So I need at the same time that I have 10 against 10, for example, whatever kind of style of work it is, I also provide the other ones a similar work. Anyway, we need to understand that this week we have an normal week for the club. We will start from after the game with Raja, we'll start to have weeks of or cycles of work, micro cycles of 3-4 days. So there will be people recovering and people that can train. Those will make it easier in a regular basis. Anyway, I also found here an attitude that I really praise, because it's already a mindset inside of the club and inside of the players that they also understand that the group is big and they respect the coach, because I cannot make miracles and change the rules of the game. So when I work on 10-10, I cannot put 12 or 14 players, I just need to put 10-10 because it's the rules. So it's not my decision, it's a natural decision that sometimes I do. Sometimes we rotate 3 teams, sometimes we change players to positions, and sometimes we put a group of players working on the side. Like for example, tomorrow we'll have a group of players that will have in a friendly match of the second team to have the chance to provide them some game time, so that after tomorrow we can already continue to work with them. So we manage the group, we manage in a proper way. But I also really praise, I want to refer again, the attitude of the players, because sometimes I already saw groups where you have 2-3 players that are not on these 10-10 situations, and the attitude is much worse than the ones that I got now from 10 players. So let's move forward. I'm happy.
Thank you, Coach. We'll take the last question and wrap it up. Sabam.
Coach, Sabam from Soccer Laduma. Coach, I know it's still early days, but can you please just give us an idea of what you're thinking around the captaincy at Sundowns? Obviously, Tembazwani has been the captain, he's out injured. Ronza has been wearing an armband. And what type of captain do you like having?
Another wonderful question. I like to have captains that have the profile, obviously, to help the coach to lead the team in terms of leadership, in terms of helping the team inside the pitch regarding behaviors. And I'm speaking about normal behaviors as a player, but on the relation between themselves and the opponents and the referees, but also the behaviors we want the team to have in a constant way. But I like much more also that every player has the attitude of a captain. You understand what I mean? Is that everybody takes that responsibility on the hands, so that the captain is just one more and not the captain itself. Because I believe the players can do it if we work on a collective attitude. Because when there's an intervention from the captain or one of the captains, meaning Demba or Dennis or Honza or Teboho, it's because they want to shape the character of the group. So if the character is already shaped, they don't need to intervene. So it means that everybody can have the right attitude. And sometimes we just highlight the approach on a certain moment. And then there are tasks natural from the captain, like decide small things between the players themselves, even some of them that I don't even know, because I know that in their locker room. I respect their privacy. But we are so close. It has been very simple, very, very simple to address to all of them. And Temba keeps close to us. Even today we had the presence of Mabena, of Temba, because we welcomed a young boy that is a big fan from Honza, and unfortunately he's suffering from cancer. And we invited him to be among us and to pray in the beginning of the training session along with us, so that we could give him some extra energy to fight this disease, obviously. And so we had the captains with us always. We had the injured players with us. And I see this joy from everybody. Tembe today was dancing in the middle before we prayed. Even he tried to make it. Yeah, they also made me dance yesterday. Yes. Yes. I'm not that kind of guy, but I try my best. And I promise them that if we win Sunday, I'll dance again for them.
Coach, thank you very much for your time. We wish you all the best for this weekend match.